Welcome to NWA Double Feature of Powerrr and USA. It's an interesting show. Before I get started, I wish to apologize. There was no Rampage. I did watch it, but as I said, I have problems with my neck and my back. Well, mainly my shoulders and my back and my neck. More on my shoulders than anything else. And I just couldn't review it. It was in a lot of pain. But I'm alright. Even though I got like a knot in my neck. Right about here is a little knot. You know how the muscle getting so knotted it's like a bump in your neck? That's exactly what I got. It sucks. Hopefully I'll be alright eventually. It takes time. I've had the same type of problem on my right shoulder, so I'll be alright, but it takes a while to get out of my system, these knots I get in my back and neck. But we're not here to talk about Rampage, which was pretty good. I mean, the ending was good with Wheeler Yuta. We're here to talk about USA. We're here to talk about Powerrr. And the first match, which made no sense, that it wasn't closing the show, either of Powerrr or USA, was Tim Storm versus Matt Cardona. If Tim Storm wins a non-title match, Matt Cardona would talk to Billy Corgan about lifting the restriction on Tim Storm. Because remember, on Powerrr, around near the end of 2019, 2020, right when the pandemic started, that is when Nick Aldis gave a Tim Storm one last chance to try and get to 10 pounds and go to Sweet Charlotte. If he loses, he never gets another shot no matter what from either Nick or anyone else. He is barred from ever going after the world title. So this was an opportunity for him. Now, was it a good match? It was fine. I mean, no one says that Tim Storm can't still wrestle. He's not one of the greatest wrestlers. He's one of the type of old school style of wrestlers back in the 90s going into the early 2000s. That is his style. Not everyone likes it. It wasn't bad. He does have good ring psychology. And the crowd, even though it wasn't very big, including the guy who's wearing all green, covering his head and face, people still pretty much cheer for a Tim Storm. He didn't win. And it was a Matt Cardona willing to do anything to win, to keep his title, which he did. Tim didn't win. Nick Aldis did have to come out and save him because he was attacked after the match, and that was a Tim Storm. The question is going to be, how far are they going to go with the storyline between Nick Aldis and the Matt Cardona? The next pay-per-view, if it's going to reach that far, what are they going to add? Because we just did the multiverse of matches, and they just had a mixed tag, the Cardonas versus the Aldises. Where does this go next? I'm just saying. Now, the match that I felt across both shows was the best match, and I know there's going to be people, and I know one of the people in my other video, that Impact video, I believe, said, oh, Impact Wrestling needs to, no, it wasn't Impact, it was AEW really needs to understand if they ever want to compete with WWE and Impact Wrestling, they need to up their game. Honestly, it don't matter. The individual doesn't understand wrestling. This individual doesn't understand. He don't. Or she don't. Whoever it is, they don't understand wrestling. They think this is about a competition at this point. NXT got its ass whooped NXT got his ass whooped by AEW. No matter what this individual, male or female, thinks that it would ever catch up with Impact Wrestling, which is not doing well. And I still love Impact, but I'm at least honest to say Impact is still not doing well. Compared to WWE, which even though their wrestling is even worse than Impact Wrestling, they are not competing. Impact Wrestling is not competing with WWE. Remember, they were happy to see Mickie James on their damn show. So don't say anything about AEW. AEW does not need to compete with either one. They're just going to do whatever the hell they're going to do. So, we get NWA. We get Lockhart versus Red Tyrus. That was one of the best old school mixed with new school wrestling you could actually see. You got an RH guy and a Red Tyrus, who is from the Foundation, who does a lot of real, very well controlled wrestling. Then you got Lockhart, who is more of the current stuff, trying to be and act like Red. And it didn't work. And he kept getting his ass whooped until he started getting pissed. Reached a point near the end of the match where pretty much these guys, pretty much Lockhart got himself disqualified, and Red won and pretty much said, "I'm in your damn head." That means these two are going to continue to feud. Now, is this a good story? No. It would have been nice to have a video package, which sometimes NWA does. It's very rare. Very rare to do them. Almost to nothing. But it's exceptionally rare. If you want to make Red Tyrus mean something, he should have had a vid pack. At least for him. When it comes to Lockhart, he could have easily had an interview. And I would have liked to see one of them have an interview after the match was over. I really believe it was necessary to make this mean more than just the ring work. Now, mind you, there's nothing wrong with ring work. People can get over with ring work. That's what happened with Wheeler Yuta. But the point is, not everyone can do it. Red doesn't have the personality for it. Lockhart didn't have the personality for it. They needed an interview or a vid pack. I'm just saying. Now, we got Murdoch versus Creed. There was no point in even going any further. I knew Murdoch was going to destroy him, because Murdoch has made it very clear until he gets his shot, which he does have because Nick Aldis lost his shot, he is going to destroy everyone. He's doing it for himself now. He's not doing it for the fans. He's not doing it for the NWA's honor. He just wants his damn title back. And then we get the Aaron Stevens coming out. At first, being very serious, saying, "What is going on with you? Stop it. I've been to your home. I know your kids. I've eaten at your house. I've eaten at Thanksgiving. Stop it. You don't quit like this. Oh, you don't want to pay attention to me?" Then he throws a persona on, and as he's singing, someone gets whacked in the face for their trouble. I'm going like, "Oh my God, dunk." And he goes, spins around like he was at a damn top. I'll tell you this. Was it profound at first? Yes, because you got a Aaron Stevens breaking character for a moment and being a real person, talking to someone that's a friend, that he wants him to stop acting like that because he's been down that road. And then he throws the persona on and acts stupid, and he gets his teeth knocked down his throat for his trouble. That wasn't bad. The Pope had a shot. Now, what I mean by that, if anybody remembers the Champion Series back last year, the Pope's team won, along with Velvet Sky, who also has a shot, which I don't think she'll ever try to capitalize on because I don't think she ever wants to wrestle. And I still can't believe that her and Bully Ray are not together. I was hoping she had a good life if she didn't screw it up. I was hoping he has a good life. I hope he didn't screw it up. Either both of them screwed up or one of them did. Stupid on both of them. Because you don't see wrestlers make it work all the time. You want to see someone succeed for once. Anyway, the Pope made it very clear he's going to call his shot. He's coming after Matt Cardona. He wants the damn title. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about the interview with Chris Adonis and Jax Dean. I'm going to leave that alone because I didn't see what happened last week, so I'm not going to deal with it. Billy Corgan did talk briefly about trying to straighten out what's going on with Murdoch, what's going on with Nick Aldis, Red Tyrus, when it came to the Matt Cardona also saying that he's going to work out things with him because that's a champion no matter who likes him or not, and Velvet Sky. Now, I'm getting Red Velvet and Velvet Sky mixed up. Velvet Sky can't stand Matt Cardona. The Mr. C can't stand him. He made it very clear he's got to work with him. So I'm going to leave it at that. Last match is the Slam Challenge for Sion. If Sion could slam Tyrus, he gets a chance at the title. He gets 3 attempts. 3. I did 4. 3. And let me get you like this. Was it good? Interesting. Not because he could pick him up or not. It was that you again see Austin Idol say something to a... You wonder, what is Austin Idol holding over Sion? Could it be that it's his actual son? Could it be that he knows who his father is? Could it be that he's going to tell his father, because that's also a possibility, that Sion has been told by Austin Idol, you keep this up, I'm going to tell your father what you're doing. Because there's a chance his father does not know what's happening. And he doesn't want his father to know that he's in the business, and he doesn't want him to know. So that's also a possibility. So he doesn't get his shot due to the fact that Tyrus wipes him out before he gets his 3rd attempt. Because the first 2 attempts, he couldn't do it because Tyrus was stopping it. I'm just saying. It was good. Power. It wasn't bad. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I thought it was pretty good. Now, when it comes to USA, that's where it gets a little so-so. Now, mind you, it wasn't bad either, but it's lesser than a Power. The first match, we got a junior heavyweight, not championship, but another junior heavyweight title match. Not title match. What am I saying title? I guess I want to see Homicide more. But I'm glad they didn't show him on this show. Keep him off, on and off. But this is a junior heavyweight match. That's what happened with Lockhart and Tyrus. And here we got Colby Corino and Action Mike Jack. A 72-year-old man who started wrestling 1 year after I was... He started wrestling when he was 22 years old, and I was just 1 year old. I am 50. I will be 51 this year. He has been wrestling literally 50 years. And even though he is thinned out, yes, he's a skinny man now because he's 72. He just can't bulk up. He can't. He still went in the ring. And weirdly enough, he still is spry enough to not say that he can get the job done amazingly well. No, we're still talking about a 72-year man who is 3 years younger than Vince, who could not even take a stunner properly again because he never takes stone cold stunners very well. But he looked even worse taking a stone cold stunner, and I was not interested in seeing him in the ring. I know everyone was saying this was epic, seeing him one more time take a stunner in the ring, because there's no way he's ever going to do it again. If he goes in the ring after this and still tries to do something in the ring, he is just making his legacy look like shit. But we're talking about a 72-year-old man who has been wrestling since he was 22. 50 years, guys. This year, 50. He was able to work a match. Yes, not great. Now, he has been on Impact Wrestling a couple of times over the years. Yes, he has. But here, being in the NWA, I don't know if he's ever been a champion. Maybe he has. I don't know. He's worked in WCW. He's worked in WWF. In 1983, I think he was in the WWF. He worked WCW, probably the 80s WCW, not the 90s. I could be wrong, and he might have worked in the 90s as well. He would still be young enough to do it. He would be in his maybe early 40s. But the point is that this guy, yes, can't take a bump very well. Yes, even though he did go up on the ring ropes and did the original old school because he's older than Undertaker, and he probably was doing that before Undertaker, and Undertaker might have taken it from him. You never know. He looked good for his age. He was still active. He was still strong, at least enough that he didn't look like he could just go, Like me, if I took a bump like that, I wouldn't be able to get up because of my hip damage. Because I got damage to my hip, my neck and my back is messed up. And I just turned 50. I'll be turning 51 this year due to my disability. But he was able to take it. So I will give him that. Let's move on. Of course, Colby Corino cheated, but still, let's move on. Now, we got a chance to see the gorgeous, they're gorgeous Natalia Markovich. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the cleavage. She wanted to make it very clear that she was special. She was great. She was everything in that. Well, let me say it like this. Her chips look good. She looked good. And you wonder, in that 60-second time limit that was going down, who is her sugar daddy this time? If it's not Raven, who is it? I don't know. You guys tell me below. But look good. Now, the final match, we got a tag team match. Now, here's where it gets really weird. Some reason last week something was decided, since I didn't see it due to the fact of what was going on. Remember, last week I had to do multiverse of matches. WrestleMania 1 and 2 night. And I also did Supercard. I had no time to look at the last episodes of NWA Powerrr. I didn't even see what happened on Rampage that day. So I lost a lot. So I don't know what happened. But here, they made some decision last week that whoever won a match this week would be the one who would get a shot at the national title that supposedly had not been decided yet. And Billy Corgan, who talked on Powerrr, was not there on USA. It was only either Medusa or Tim Storm. Tim Storm had a match on Powerrr, so I guess he wasn't there for the USA. It was Medusa. But she didn't come out. She just made an announcement that she's allowing this match, and whoever won would get the shot at Jax Dean's title. So, in other words, in the Fixer, either one of the members of Fixer would get the shot, or Marshe Rocket, who was working with Jax Dean because he was the mystery opponent, he would be the one that would be working with him to give him the opportunity to face him. Now, at first, Jax Dean didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't want to be on the ring. But eventually he did get into the match, and in the end, Marshe Rocket did get the pin eventually. So now he's getting the shot at the national title. So the question is going to be, how far are they going to go with Marshe Rocket? How far are they going to go with Chris Adonis? Because on Powerrr, he wanted to make it very clear that he wants to get his damn title back. So I don't know what's going to happen with this next set of tapings for Powerrr in USA. Do I agree with everything? No. With Powerrr, why didn't we have Tim Storm at the main event with Matt Cardona and make it mean something special? Tim Storm, after almost 2.5 years, near 3, is getting an opportunity to, if he wins, to have someone drop that restriction and let him try and get the title shot again. So, there you go. And I hope you enjoyed this NWA double feature of Powerrr in USA. Give me a comment below. I'm not going to put anything here. It's just being uploaded straight. I hope you enjoy this. Peace.